What is going on, everybody? Back on it. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 14. Last couple episodes, I mean, they've been pumping out bangers after bangers. I don't know if it's the best episode of the season, but it's probably, I mean, it's top 2, top 3, for sure. I think the Toji versus Gojo round 1 is up for debate as the first one. But maybe it's not for debate as the first one, just because we know as a current timeline viewer that Gojo is alive, so even though he seems to be killed there, we know he's really not. So that kind of takes some of the weight off of the episode. Like, oh my god, is he really? He's not. But that last episode, I mean, we were throwing hands 90% of the episode. It was cool to see Sukuna didn't step in or do anything, because when you see these type of stories, people that have like they're destined to be something or have inner demons within them, or no one wants to see Kurama show up and always bail Naruto out. It's nice to see like something like a demon or spirit trapped inside somebody and just be like, I don't care if I die, because you can make the case in some other stories the demons inside certain characters, if whoever they're sealed within dies, they die too. Sukuna just doesn't give 3 fucks. If he loses a couple fingers, he loses a couple fingers. So that was cool to see. Now, what that whole dream sequence was, there's been a lot of speculation out there on the internets. Is Yuji also a womb spirit child reincarnate? I have absolutely no idea. We know he did have some, extra physical abilities there even before he got roped into all this nonsense. It was cool to see Chozo essentially get the victory. I mean, he didn't really get the... He's not going to kill him because, again, it's how the story's written. That's not Chozo's kill to have. Does Yuji ever even die in this story? Probably not. But I hope it doesn't... I hope in a couple episodes Yuji doesn't, or Chozo doesn't end up getting himself killed or in trouble because he didn't come back and double tap the head. So he won the fight. Does he win in the long term? I'm not actually sure. Let's go ahead and get into it. And actually, before we start that, I was told I missed an after credit, so we're gonna do that real quick. And then jump into it. So let's see. I'm guessing the after credit's here. All right, here we go. We're in on the after credit. And then we'll go right into the episode right after this. Eh? Are these the 2 girls that said, hey, give back his body now or we'll kill you? I think that's them. Who else would they be? Eh? I think those are those 2 girls, but I honestly can't tell. Oh. Ne-sama is losing a game of rock, paper, scissors out here, it seems, in this Smallpox special grade domain expansion. Ay 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 ay. And is that her brother? Or is that a child lover? And if you stay in there, it's over. Wow. But she's already proven to easily get out of that. So what? How does he ever actually contain her in there for 3 seconds? Because she's busting up out of it every single time. So do the boxes get stronger? What's the wave? What do we do here? So you're gonna have to somehow imbue him in cursed energy. Yes, he will. So are you willing to sacrifice him to get out? This is a weird dynamic they got going. I don't know the relation either. Brother, sister, apprentice that just admires her? How do you get it to target him? Just have him pull all his cursed energy to the surface? If she can get there before the boulder gets down. Okay, so the kid's okay, or is that it? Was it that quick? Was it that easy? Nothing came. Yeah, because without him, I don't know how she handles this. Damn. I like seeing her analytical breakdown though. She doesn't. She hasn't seemed flustered once, except for the time where she thought she. That was easy enough. Except for the time she thought she read it wrong about Ghetto being fake or an imposter. Easy enough. Are we out of here now? Correct. Correct. Blackbird manipulation. She forces her crow to commit suicide, which in return removes the limit on a crow's normal. Oh. So they just kamikaze bomb. Nobody can stop it besides Gojo, huh? I'd like to see that put to the test. And we're out. Okay. I really wanted to. What is circling him? What's the oh gosh, what's the? Why can't I think of the summoning? What's the Dragon Ball Dragon summon's name? I forget. Shenron? He's just got him circling there. Can she handle that? I feel like you've got to show a level of power, like you know how it goes. They've built her up to be like, okay, this chick's a little. She got some skills. We've never seen this guy before, like before these couple episodes. We know his name, where he's from. Is Maki even strong? Is she strong enough? Is that the... Oh, this is the one I've been waiting to see. What is that? That can't be that easy. That can't be that easy. What is this Onoki... Put him in a box shit? What the hell was that? Some particle style shit. Why did he like give up his eye? Like he gave up his vision for that. But then his eyes came back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Back up. Everybody back up. Back up. Oh god. Did that curse womb just grow to be a thing? Like a no long... What? Why didn't he just keep the Why didn't he just keep keep it in that box? Wow. That he leveled up. Gives me Demon Slayer vibes of the curse of the upper moon that like didn't want any conflict but then just leveled up instantly. Why don't y'all just duke it out? Ooh, Nanami tried it. He tried it. This is such a wild like transformation. This is like a straight up Pokemon. Final third evolution. Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay, we put his ass... What the hell is he doing? Where is Jogo? And Mahito, by the way. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Eh? Holy shit. And then if they don't... Damn! I was about to say... He has to follow that path. Uh-huh, so if something damage-wise happened along that path... He just has to eat the damage. So he's not getting premonition ability. He's not some night eye shit like seeing where he needs to go. Yeah, I don't know anybody that could keep up with that. There's some interesting little nuggets. Whoa. We're getting dropped here. How they said May's, like, her suicide bombing birds, like, always hit. Always hit. No human can survive it, except Gojo. Our man here, the fastest sorcerer this side of the Mississippi, aside from Gojo. Luckily, we got Gojo's ass the hell up out of here. Just domain expansion off rip. She needs to not be here. Really? Damn. The old man's kind of busted. Sheesh. He's got some, like, Killua instant activation. You enter my N bubble with your domain expansion. I'm instantly cutting that shit off. I don't know, man. Guys, didn't you just tell her that's what you were supposed to do and then you didn't do it? Look at this dude. Just hanging out. But how long can he keep that up? Oh. He didn't account for canceling out the actual user, did he? No, he did not. Like, she's just here for distraction purposes, no? We know Nanami doesn't go out like that. But... is that his? How did he get in here? Eh? How did he get in? Is that possible? I mean, it just happened, but... can you enter someone else's domain? What the hell? How did that just happen? It's a strong curse tool. I mean, the domain expansions, we start going into, like, what you can do with cursed energy, domain on top of domain, domain on top of, you know, that's... You lost me with that shit, but... I was about to say, don't you have to have a stronger domain to be able to overtake somebody else's? Are we saying he already has one that on that level? But this little kid does? Yeah, we knew Nanami was straight. We knew he was straight. Lost the glasses and the tie, though. I feel like they always use old men as fodder, bro. What the hell? Nanami's got to be on it. You know what I've noticed? The animation is taking a dip this episode. I think it's because they pumped everything in the last episode. The line work and stuff is a little... hold on. Can he keep this up? You've got to get them over here. They instantly said, okay. Is he going to let that happen? And are we even sure that he said, you know, no one can do double domain expansions in one day aside from Gojo. Are you sure about that? Is that who I think it is? Oh my god. I thought it was old Clap Boy for a minute there, Toto. That is Toji. I saw the hands coming through. I'm like, oh, we're gonna get a clap, right? No. Sheeshers. I don't know what we're gonna do thumbnail wise. Yeah. So you know, I try to grasp all the cursed energy, curse womb, domain this, domain that, put it on this, put it on that. I will say it's, and I'm curious what other people think. Let me try to clear a little bit of this. Because I kind of see it going around a little bit. What do we think? We're putting Jujutsu Kaisen cursed energy. That's on levels of Hunter x Hunter Nen confusing, right? I see a lot of people like kind of voice that on Twitter, not comparing it to that, but that's kind of like how it is with mine in the early days, even still now, especially if you're like in the manga with Hunter x Hunter. Some of these abilities that they bust out and then try to give you explanation panels on, bro, you gotta really let some of that marinate because a lot of these, and that's kind of what I guess the power system offers, where when it's that complex and that deep, when as a writer, I would think that you get later in the story, you can come up with some of the most wild abilities. You know, that's why it's kind of easier sometimes to like watch a My Hero, um, or maybe even like a Demon Slayer or Naruto. I feel like chakra is really kind of the things you can do with it, and I feel like it's a good like base level power system. Now, when you start getting into like Kekkei Genkai isn't what the eyes allow you to do, and then because then you start getting into it. But for the most part, I feel like I wouldn't say I wouldn't say chakra is the best power system, but I feel like it's a good like it's a good ground like elementary level of like, okay, this with this chakra, bop bop bop, everything's kind of there. When Nen started coming out and the different ones you could do, and like these mixed with this, but then you can have half and half, but then you could be a specialist, and then it's like, we just learned about Nen, but oh, here's Karapika, specialist. Don't even get me started. I'll go on a Karapika rant. But I feel like I got a real good grasp of Nen the more and more I watched, and the more they explained, and what you can take affinities to, and then reading the manga as well. But with the cursed energy, and the domain expansions, and then being able to open a domain on someone else's domain if yours is stronger. But now are we saying that even if yours isn't stronger, you can still affect the barrier of someone else's? To a certain degree? So, could Fushiguro do that to Gojo's domain? I'm going to assume not. But what about Jogo's? Or others? Can he just create a little pocket hole to get in and get out? I have no idea. But when we start talking about that, and you got the curse wounds, you got the curse energy, you got reverse curse technique, and then this, and that. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I feel like the Jujutsu Kaisen power system with it is a lot. I felt like that kind of came out of nowhere with the kind of octopus boy turning into like triple evolution Charizard form there. It felt like a little out of place, honestly. Like, he didn't seem... At least I know we have curses and everything running around in this world wild, but he didn't seem like he fit in this story or world, if that makes sense. I thought the beginning stuff at the beginning of the episode was pretty good. I wanted to see Mei kind of... Like, I was curious, like, okay, so how do you get out of this? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory having the boy there, but... She kind of hinted, like, if the boy's not there, right, how do you... I don't know, and I'm curious how that would work with any kind of like lower grade sorcerer, because she was just busting out of that coffin. Is it just the ability to bust out of the like? Could our kids bust out of that coffin? I don't know if the kids have the ability to get out of there, but maybe after a while you start running down, because she was slowly starting to get a little bit of that infection on her. No, I think we saw like the side of her face and her hand. That maybe even if you could just keep busting out of the box, you're one going to start losing energy. And two, maybe the infection just eats at you anyway, or the disease. Who knows? She's up out of there anyway. I have a feeling she's kind of run her course a little bit, because they've classic anime. You got to build them up. And then you've got to show me how strong the baddie can be. And I feel like she's gonna have to be used for that. Geto's gonna have to. He's got Shenron circling him and shit. That could end up bad. Episode was fine. I feel like that's been the weakest episode of all 14 up to this point. Seeing Nanami have some emotions and rage was cool. That old man and his like stop frame ability. So it looks like they said he's the fastest sorcerer this side of the Mississippi, not named Gojo. I'm guessing he knows where he has to end up, and essentially instantly goes there, which essentially seems to be the base of the ability. But he has to actually follow a physical path. He doesn't teleport. He doesn't blink, or like slip in, slip out. But he goes through that path so fast that no one's actually able to keep up with it. But the downside of it, he has to follow that path. If something was to impede that path or be dangerous along that path, What's the what was the penalty for not following it? Could he sense something like that? I have absolutely no idea. Like, let's just say someone had a gun. A gun probably wouldn't affect a first grade sorcerer, but we're just using it as an example. If I shot a bullet right at the path he's going to go, he has to stay on that path. So if he had to eat the bullet, he'd have to eat the bullet. Now, like, just take the hit wherever it would be. What was the penalty? I'd have to go back and look at that. You guys will explain that to me. His ability. They started drawing out sketches and papers on things of what his ability could do. And then did it say that they also have to follow that path? But how would they know to follow that path? They wouldn't be able to see it. It just nullifies them, and he puts them in a box or glass, whatever you want to say. Could you not just put something in your pocket and walk around in there? But it looks like there's no actual, I guess, weight to the glass or the boxes. Like something could easily just flex and bust out of there. But to be able to do that to somebody for that split second could be a lot. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful, because if no one can keep up with him speed-wise, like, what are you going to be able to do? And then he has his own kind of like instant N around him in a domain expansion. Which is wild, because I don't know the difference between Gojo's domain and everybody else's domain. When you get taken into everybody else's domain, you at least have a moment to, like the old man here, he has an ability that allows him to fend off the direct hits, you know? And even in the special grade where May was, you have opportunities to like think and like play with it and, okay, what can I do, blah blah blah, analyze the surroundings. But in Gojo's, it's just like instant KO, because you don't even get it's not like you're taken to a physical place to where you can examine it. Okay, what can I do? Like, you're just taken in, it's just game over, because you don't even get the mental ability to, because your mind's just like, is just so, what can you do? What can you do? But solid. Definitely. I mean, it wasn't a bad episode, but of the 13 or 14 we've gotten so far this season, it was probably the weakest of the ones so far. The animations took a dip a little bit as well. I think that's because they pumped a lot into those. The Gojo getting sealed, the Chozo versus Yuji. But yeah, solid episode. We'll go ahead and leave it there. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,